The planned ban on open grazing across the southern states may not materialize from next month as originally scheduled, according to indications yesterday. This is because the law regulating such activity is yet to be in place in at least four of the states, including Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Anambra, and Enugu. The following moves by the federal authorities to recover 368 grazing sites in 25 states. The Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination (INAS) yesterday threatened a fresh round of protests should the federal government carry out its plans. Southern governors, during a meeting in Asaba, Delta State on May 11 resolved to ban open grazing in their states. But at press time yesterday, the Enugu and Akwa Ibom House of Assembly were yet to conclude works on the bills, while Cross River was yet to come up with its own bill. Anambra State seems not to be interested in the plans. Enugu State Information Commissioner Chidi Aro said the executive arm was still waiting for the bill from the legislature to enable it to commence implementation of the ban on open grazing in the state. It's only proper as executives that we're waiting for what the House said they are doing, Aro said. We cannot start talking about what we will do about a bill that is before the legislature, which the House has not yet passed into law. Once the bill is passed and it gets to the executive, we'll do the needful. The anti-grazing bill is currently being worked on in Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly by a committee headed by Mr. Kafribasi Edidem. Chairman of the Assembly Committee on Information, Mr. Anier Fok Dennis said, the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly is working tirelessly to ensure that the anti-open grazing bill is given accelerated attention. As I speak, the bill has entered second reading. By next week, it will get to third reading. I want to assure you that the House will complete work on the bill and pass it. Hopefully, the governor will assent to it before the September 1st, 2021 deadline as agreed by the Southern governors at their Asaba meeting. An aide to Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State told the nation that the state government is not interested in such law because there is no need for it in the state. The aide, who asked not to be named, said a committee set up by the governor on grazing was on top of its game. Let me tell you the truth, Anambra State government is not interested in such law, the aide said. Continuing, he said, we have a committee headed by the state police commissioner with other security heads, traditional rulers, and leaders of the herders as members. And that committee always meets to discuss herders' farmers' problem, and such issue will be settled amicably. Therefore, Anambra does not need any other law. The Southeast chairman of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Alhaji Gidado Sadiki, told the nation that some governors wanted to get Obiano involved in what he's not interested in. He said a committee established and charged with the responsibility of herders and communities affairs with prominent persons, and his association has done well in that direction. Information and Public Enlightenment Commissioner Don Adinuba told the nation that he was not briefed about the decision of the southern governors on the issue of open grazing law. For that, he will not talk on the issue as big as the enactment of open grazing law, adding that any problem Anambra encounters with the herders would be amicably resolved. That is my assurance to you, he said. Chairman of the State House of Assembly on Information Okechukwu Okoye said he was not aware of any anti-grazing bill before the Assembly, which is currently on recess. He said he would find out if the state government had sent such a bill to the Assembly when it resumes on September 9th. Meanwhile, the 8th Cross River State House of Assembly under the speakership of John Gould Lebo passed an anti-grazing law in 2017, but the governor did not sign it and no further action has been taken by the legislature on the bill since. Agriculture Commissioner Ntufam Okon Owana said he had no information on the bill, but Lebo confirmed that the Assembly under his leadership passed the bill and sent it to the governor for assent. The nation gathered that the governor did not assent to the bill. Although the Osun State House of Assembly passed the bill on August 12th, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola is yet to sign it, but he said yesterday that he's fully in support of the position of southern governors on the ban. Speaking on a private radio station, Rave FM in Oshogbo yesterday. Oyetola said he was one with his colleagues across the south that there should be no open grazing of cattle. He also said he was not aware of the existence of any grazing routes or sites in the state. I'm not too sure we have a grazing reserve in Oshun, he said. He added, I've not been able to confirm if we have. The position of the southern governors is a unanimous decision, which I can't say anything to the contrary. In Ebonyi State may fall back on the state's miscellaneous offense law 010 of 2018 to check open grazing. The chief press secretary to Speaker Ogbonaya Onwufiru Leo Oketa told the nation that the law passed by the House contains sections which expressively ban open grazing. Secretary to the State Government and Coordinating Commissioner Dr. Kenneth Ugbala said security agencies and other relevant authorities in the state have been charged to ensure strict enforcement of the law banning open grazing and movement of cars within the state. Ugbala maintained that the state government would not go back on the ban on open grazing and movement of cars in the state. He noted that the enforcement became necessary to ensure that the law was not violated. Meanwhile, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State said yesterday that his recent statement on open grazing law was interpreted out of context by a section of the media. The governor, who spoke through Information and Strategy Commissioner Declan Imeluba, said that what he said was that farmers and herders were peacefully coexisting in the state based on mutual respect and understanding. He said that contrary to insinuations, the state has an open grazing law which became operative in 2006. The law, according to him, restricts herders from certain areas and they have been abiding by it. He also said the Memorandum of Understanding MOU, which was signed by farmers and herders, has been working well. He said whereas a law on anti-open grazing may be desirable, dialogue and understanding has been used in Imo State are more effective in addressing conflicts. However, Ohanaeze Indigo Worldwide has urged Uzodinma against going against the decision of the southern governors on the ban on open grazing. The Chidi Ibe-led group said its suspicion had been reinforced with the continued absence of Governor Uzodinma at the meetings of southern governors in Asaba and Lagos. It said any Southeast governor who encourages open grazing will never escape the wrath of the people. He warned that he will be excommunicated from any Igbo gathering and ceremonies from 1st September 2021 if he did not resign his move to allow open grazing in the state.